Hey everyone, Greg from purebathbliss.com here. It is so great to connect with you all again. You know, as part of our community, we're always looking at the little, everyday things in our homes. And today, we're taking a close look at an absolute classic, the rubber duck. I mean, it's the icon of bath time, right? But we've got to ask, is it as safe as we think?
Because as we all journey together toward creating healthier, more natural homes, we have to be willing to ask those tough questions. So that brings us right to the heart of this explainer. Is this little yellow guy, this classic toy, actually hiding a dirty secret from us?
So let's dive right in and break down the risks. When you really get up close, there are three main concerns with these seemingly harmless toys that, honestly, every parent and caregiver should be aware of.
Okay, first up, and this is the big one, biofilm and mold. You know how most ducks have that little hole in the bottom so they can squirt water? Well, that's fun, but it's also the problem. It traps warm, soapy bathwater inside. And that dark, damp space, it's literally the perfect breeding ground for all sorts of slimy, gross gunk. When your baby squeezes that duck, it can spray that mold and bacteria right back into the water or worse, into their face. And that can be a real trigger for allergies or even respiratory issues.
Next, we got to talk about the material itself. A lot of the common rubber ducks you see out there are made from PVC plastic. Now, the issue with PVC is that it can contain chemicals called phthalates. And what happens is these chemicals can actually leach out of the toy and into the bathwater, especially when your little one does what all babies do and starts chewing on it.
And finally, there's the much more straightforward physical risk. That little plastic squeaker they often plug into the bottom, or maybe other small decorative bits, sometimes those can come loose. And for any child under 3, those tiny parts immediately become a very serious choking hazard.
Okay, I know that all sounds a bit scary, but please don't worry. This is what our community at Pure Bath Bliss is all about, finding simple, effective, and eco-friendly solutions. I'm going to walk you through a really easy 4-step plan to keep bath time totally safe and just as fun.
So step 1 actually starts before the duck even gets near the tub. It's all about choosing wisely. The absolute best choice is a toy made from natural rubber or food-grade silicone, and this is key, with a solid, hole-free design. Just making that one choice to buy a solid duck pretty much eliminates the mold risk from day one. And of course, always keep an eye out for labels like BPA-free or non-toxic.
All right, so what if you already have ducks with holes? No need to toss them just yet. A simple weekly clean is absolutely crucial, and you don't need any harsh chemicals. All it takes is a 1-to-1 solution of plain old white vinegar and warm water. Just let the duck fill up and soak in that solution for an hour or two, give it a good rinse, and most importantly, let it air dry completely. It's a super effective, baby-safe method that is perfectly in line with our eco-friendly values.
This next part is all about building a good habit. After every single bath, no exceptions, make it a routine to squeeze every last drop of water out of those squirter toys. Give them a quick towel dry, and then leave them somewhere with good airflow. And here's a little pro tip. Run your bathroom fan for about 20 minutes after bath time. It dramatically cuts down on the humidity in the whole room, which helps stop mold from growing on everything, not just the toys.
Okay, so with that core safety plan locked in, let's talk about a few extra pro tips. Think of these as little habits that just add another layer of safety and, peace of mind.
First, just get into the habit of giving the toys a quick inspection once a week when you're cleaning them. Look for any signs of mold or cracks. Now, here's a fantastic community hack. If you've got a squirter toy you just love, but you hate the risk, a little dab of hot glue will seal that hole up for good. Also, think about storage. A mesh bag is so much better than a solid bin because it lets air flow through and dry everything out. And, of course, this is super important, if your child has known allergies or asthma, it's always a good idea to just run these kinds of things by your pediatrician.
This brings up a really important question. When is a duck just beyond saving? Well, if you see mold inside that just won't come clean no matter how much you scrub, or if it has that persistent, musty smell, or if you notice the material's getting cracked and brittle, it's time to say goodbye. It's just not worth the risk.
So let's just bring this all together for a second. The goal here isn't to get rid of the rubber duck. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. It's all about empowerment. It's about knowing what to look for, how to make a conscious choice, and how to maintain a really clean and hygienic space for our kids.
And really, that's the big takeaway. With just a little bit of mindfulness and proactive care, this classic toy can absolutely stay a safe, joyful part of your family's routine. It's just about weaving these simple, safe practices into our lives.
I think this quote just sums it up perfectly.
A hygienic bath environment aligns with eco-friendly habits, ensuring safety for your baby and sustainability for your home. Every small, conscious choice we make, from the toys we buy to how we clean them, adds up to that bigger goal of a safe, sustainable home.
And that leaves me with one final thought for all of you in our amazing Pure Bath Bliss community. We figured out the rubber duck. So now I want to ask you, what other simple swaps have you made, or are you thinking about, to create a safer, more natural bathroom? Jump onto the site and share your ideas in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Thanks so much for watching.